it's Megan and welcome back to Baby Basics. Today we are going to be talking all about breastfeeding. Last Baby Basics was all about diapering, how to diaper a baby, tips and tricks. This time it's going to be all about breastfeeding, just quickly kind of going over the surface baby basics about breastfeeding. If you want a more in-depth video about breastfeeding, kind of like the ins and outs and like deeper into the conversation, make sure to leave me a comment down below so that I know that that is something you guys are interested in. So this week will be about breastfeeding and next week will be about formula and bottle feeding because I have been down both roads. So first I want to put it out there that fed is best. Like I said, I have a formula fed baby and I have a breastfed baby to 8 months. So I have done both ways and fed is best. I don't want anyone to feel offended. I don't want anyone to think that I'm going to say like breast is best. No, fed is best. So we're going to talk about breastfeeding if that is a direction that you want to go with your baby. And then next week will be about bottles. First off, do your research about breastfeeding. Be as prepared as you possibly can by being maybe overloaded with a lot of breastfeeding information. Now don't overwhelm yourself about it, but just know as much as you can. First time being a mom, I didn't do that. I didn't go in thinking, I just thought it was natural. So do research so that you know kind of what's gonna happen, more of like you can take a class. I know a lot of people rave about taking a breastfeeding class just so that you do know almost everything about it so you're not completely confused when you get into the situation. A big factor I think in my breastfeeding journey being successful the second time was skin on skin contact immediately. So as soon as you possibly can after that baby is born, I know there's lots of, sometimes there's complications and whatnot, but as soon as you're able to get that baby skin on skin, I swear this makes a huge difference because you are immediately getting that bonding. You're getting to know each other's smells and that baby knows where to go. Like it's going to kind of smell out the boob and be able to nurse right away. Now being able to nurse on demand is also very important in establishing your milk supply. Now, I was able to have my baby with me and nurse him whenever he wanted to. We didn't really have like a super duper set schedule of when he nursed. It was just when he wanted to. And I have heard lots of people say that the more you can nurse them, the quicker your milk will come in, the more there'll be, baby will be happier, you'll be happier. And yeah, so nurse as much as possible, especially at the beginning. Breastfeeding is not easy. Not at all. So try. If it's something that you really want, try as hard as you possibly can. Try anything and everything that you can think of. Get help. Lactation consultants are there for a reason. Ask your doctor. Just try to get as much breastfeeding in and just try. Because if it's something that you want, then you will be able to get it, hopefully. My first experience, I didn't try hard enough, I don't think. It's a big long story, but yes, if I tried a little bit harder or different, it would have worked better. But yes, just try your hardest if it's something that you really want. Don't listen to those people that tell you that pumping will mess up your milk supply. No, it's not going to mess up your milk supply. If you feel like you need to pump. That is what they are there for. You can use a manual pump or you can use an electric pump. Through your insurance, you should be able to get a free breast pump if that is something that you really do want. Now at the beginning, your milk's gonna come in and that baby is only gonna want a couple ounces, but your boobs are ready to feed a village. So use that pump if you are someone who wants to go back to work or just wants to have a stash sitting there for when the baby's a little bit older. Definitely use that pump because that's how you're going to get that milk out. And don't worry, your body will replace that milk and then some. So pump if that's something that feels right for you. Something that I read when I was kind of researching producing milk was that at the beginning, you don't want to kind of overdo it with supplements to try to boost your milk supply. Just kind of naturally try to do it or just gradually try to do it if that's something that you feel is necessary. So you want your body to kind of get used to producing milk, and then if for some reason you have a dip or you're just not producing enough for the baby, then you can start using supplements. Don't go all crazy at first because then your body's gonna be totally out of whack and just not know what's going on. So consult your doctor, your lactation consultant, and maybe your baby is having enough milk even if you don't think so. So if your baby's growing, they're happy, they're healthy, you're probably producing just enough milk for them. And that's what my body did. I produced just what he needed and not too much extra once we kind of got past that little first bit. So don't try to overdo it, especially in the beginning. Breastfeeding in public is a huge topic that every single person that you know has an opinion about. Don't listen to their opinion. It's what you want. So if you want to feed out in public from the very get-go to the very end, all the power to you. I was someone who had a very distracted nurser, so I had a cover and I nursed everywhere, but it took a little bit of time getting used to that. I remember one of the first times he needed to feed and we were at a restaurant and I was like, do I go out to the car? Like to my husband, he was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm just gonna feed him here. And so I put the cover on and it was so empowering for me that I could actually like feed him wherever I was. And that's the joys of breastfeeding, is that you can. So if you're a little bit unsure about it, just practice. Practice makes perfect. And don't worry about what everybody says or those looks that you're gonna get, because you know what, if you're feeding your baby, that's what's important. Along with those opinions, don't listen to the opinions that tell you, oh, you can only feed for 6 months. I cannot tell you how many people told me, oh, you only need to breastfeed for 6 months. Feed as long as you want. You can go 6 weeks, you can go 6 months, you can go 6 years. You do you. So whatever feels right for you and your baby. I have friends that are all over the spectrum about breastfeeding. I'm all over the spectrum. I fed my first son for just a couple weeks and my next son was all the way up until 8 months, 6 months exclusively. So yes, you breastfeed for as long as you want to and you don't listen to what everybody else says. The last thing is to enjoy the ride. So yes, it might be a roller coaster. You could be up, down, and all around. Breastfeeding is very, very difficult, but enjoy it. Get as much help as you need, get as much anything that you need, and you do what feels best for you and your baby. So if breastfeeding is something that you are really passionate about, stick with it. It becomes so easy and just an amazing experience. So there you guys go. That is the baby basics about breastfeeding. Like I said, this kind of just touched the surface. There are so many videos that I could make about breastfeeding. If you guys would like more, just leave me comments down below. Let me know if there's any specific topics that you want or any questions that you have about breastfeeding whatsoever. Like I said, I have done this before. I don't have like 20 kids or anything, but I have done it before. So make sure to leave those questions down below. And next week will be all about bottle feeding, specifically for formula, but I might touch on a little bit of breastfeeding through a bottle. So yes, I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Days of Me family. Give this video a big thumbs up and leave me that comment. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.